Well, let's see who finds me a little later than never. So, um, I think if I answer some of these. Hey, whoever's starting to find me, I see one person. I don't see who they are yet, but that's okay because I just started doing this. Okay. Oh, I'm getting a message from Bernie. Hi, Iris. I wasn't able to share things, or I forgot about the time being different because my phone's probably registering a different place right now. A borrowed mug from the neighbor, cowboy coffee from the neighbor. It's been a different good morning, everybody who's finding me. Catherine, Bernie, Jeremy, hey. Well, Jeremy, first question. So, guys, please use 3 uppercase Q's as the beginning so I know it's a question in case things get weird. Wendy, come! I gotta go chase Wendy. Hold on a second. Um, oh, I forgot. I can probably take you with me. Let's chase Wendy together. Hold on. Wendy! 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 Oh, good Lord. She could take off so fast when she wants to. Wendy! Come, quick! Oh, there you are. I see her. Come here. Come here, come here. Forgot I took you off the leash. Come, quick, quick. No, don't be chasing that kitty. Come. Oh, she is not listening. Hang on a minute, guys. Wendy, come here right now. You are not listening to Mama. And I saw snake tracks yesterday. Wendy! Oh, I'm mad. Now Mama upset with you. Come, quick, quick. No, no, leave it. Leave it. Come. Come. I am not putting my hand in there. Come now. Shit. Oh. Hang on a minute, guys. On the live, you getting an experience this morning. Wendy, come right now. Come. That dead tree in there is a great place for a snake or rats. Okay, let me turn it back around. All right, I'm gonna answer you, Jeremy. Hang on a minute. It's kind of important that I get her, but I can't. Shannon! Can I borrow Suni? Suni, come help! Suni, come! Please help! Wendy, come here, stink butt! Wouldn't y'all love me for a neighbor right now? She's right there, but she's just staying out of reach. See, she know I'm... Wendy! I am not reaching my hand in there. Oh, what am I gonna do? All right, you know what? Okay, I'm coming back to the chair because what am I gonna do? I'm very upset with you, Wendy. You bad goo. Yes, I'm telling her she's a bad girl. I will tell her she's bad when it happens. And then as soon as she's back, she goes on the leash. And she stays on the leash for a long time. A day or two. I could see, can you guys see her tail wagging over there in the bush? Look. Her tail's wagging right there. She's hunting. I can't grab her because I'm not getting up in there where there could be a snake. All right, back around. All right, we're going to sit. I'm going to have to trust that gets taken care of. All right, sorry about that, guys. Whoo! Whoo! Sorry. Sorry. All right, let's see. I saw Jeremy's first question, and then I'm going to have to go back through and check messages for any of you new people who are out here today. If you want me to read and comment on what you've said, please begin your whatever with 3 uppercase Q's or give me a super thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, or whatever it's called, super chat, super thanks, whatever it is. But the first thing that I saw was Jeremy asked me, saw a picture of a guy under the truck, what's going on? Well, Jeremy, ever since I got the tracker back, I've had an oil leak. I mean, since the beginning. And I've been trying to figure out what's wrong. And come to find out, Stan put a cork gasket on the tracker. And if you know about trackers and Suzukis, they're supposed to have a RTV, not an actual gasket. Now, it's not that a gasket can't work, but it's not working. And it didn't work from the get-go. I've had an oil leak the whole time I've had it. And I have a new engine. So here's the other piece of information for Jeremy to answer your question. And that is that it's 6.5 hour drive where I am. And or more, 7-hour drive, something like that, where I am. Anyway, I stopped 3 hours and 3 hours and let the engine cool down, took a nap, and did grocery shopping, stuff like that. And then checked the oil. And there was, I had topped it off. It always was going back to the same level on the dipstick, but it was still within the hash marks between full and low. And I got close by here, pulled off the highway, and right beside me was a bus that said it was the Spirits mechanic. So got a hold of the guy, and the guy said, I'll take a look for you. Yes, the gasket is leaking really badly, but your bolts on the oil pan, they're not even tight. He said that could have fallen off. I was like, okay. So he tightened what he could reach, and he said, you really need to see somebody about that. And so the next chance I got, I found a diesel mechanic, and he was willing to take a look. And he looked and he said, yeah, gasket's bad, but your oil pan has got holes in it. He says, it looks like somebody tried to patch some of the holes with like JB Weld or something, but it's full of holes. He goes, you need a new oil pan. He says, if it's okay with you, I'll order you an oil pan. He said, it looks like other than that, the cork gasket probably is no good anymore. But he said, you know, I said, yeah, but you got to either lift the engine, raise the engine, or pull it, or you've got to drop the axle. And he said, I could drop the axle, I can pull the engine if we need to. He says, I can make it fit your emergency fund. Yes, we can do this. So I came out to where he is. Luckily, it's a place I'm very familiar with, and I'm able to camp here. He has a very big dog that doesn't like little dogs. So I started calling friends that are nearby, and I borrowed a tent from a friend, and we are camped across the dirt road from the mechanic. So the oil pan was supposed to take 8 days to get here. It arrived yesterday. Yesterday, the mechanic was able to determine that it is the correct oil pan, and he was getting ready to start when an emergency vehicle came, emergency repair situation came up. And so mine didn't get started yet, but it's in the works. Wendy and I are safe in the meantime because I know how to do this. Now, last night, The tent was surrounded by a pack of coyotes. I've never seen Wendy that kind of scared before. Her ears were flat back, and she was like trying to get under the covers. And I was like, yes, hide, be quiet. And she did all night. She was good, but she was on guard all night. And she was sleeping this morning. And so I had taken her off the leash. And now I've got the problem of, you just saw me trying to chase her. She's hunting in the wash bushes right behind me. And I'm, at least she's in that one spot. I don't like it, but I can't put my hand in there. Now, on top of all of this, to finish this kind of piece of the story, I started having an MS flare, probably the stress, not long after I left home. Oh, well, before I got to Snowflake, my brand new windshield, the trim on the windshield started coming off the windshield and it was flying in the air. And so I called the company who happens to have an office in Snowflake, and I stopped by Snowflake. But I probably started the MS flare around that time because I started going, oh crap, the stress of trying to do what I'm trying to do. But I wanted to come down to help a friend who is on disability with a bad arm from an injury when they worked for Tesla. And then they recently have hurt their good arm. And they were struggling with finding anybody to help them get near a doctor so that they could have it checked. And I was like, well, for no other reason than I want to go anyways. It would be a good goal to go down and help this person get to a doctor. So I got down here and it's all working out. So they're going to go get to see the doctor today. And I'm here getting the car fixed. And so that's the answer to what's going on with the car. The car has had an oil leak since I got it back. I had told people at the shop that I didn't think, I thought there was something wrong. But it all happened in that time when I no longer worked at the shop. And that's the way that is. So, okay, so that's that answer. Now I'm starting to read. Thank you for coming out, Jeremy. By the way, still love you. I'm scrolling to see if there are any more comments that begin with 3 uppercase Qs. 3 uppercase Qs is my cue for me to read and talk about whatever it is you've said. So there's an Iris. Wendy trained you better than this, Lesa. I know. But in the last few days, she's been a little more free. She has some doggy friends here that she plays with. And I noticed like in the yesterday that she's not coming when I call her. So I've got to go back to training that. And she's supposed to stay on the leash. Well, darn it. I was having a sip of coffee and setting up the live. And I took her off the leash because it was a little too tight where I have it tied up. It's tied up right there. And it was a little too tight where I'm sitting in the chair. And I shouldn't have let it off. I know better. Anyway, we'll get it straight. All right. So, is that Trevor? Your post said you would be away from home, so I thought you would not be on today. Glad to see you. Well, yeah, I've been trying to be careful how I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, I still got to protect the cabin too. But I have somebody watching the cabin. And Wendy, come right now. Okay, hang on, guys. I don't know if I can show you this. Look at you. No, you come right here. You. Okay, I need 2 hands, people. Hang on. Okay. I need 2 hands to clip it. All right, there we go. All right. You stay right here. You bad girl going off in bush like that. Those those trees. Mama saw snake tracks. Good Lord, girl. Good Lord. And all those coyotes last night. You need to take a nap. All right. I'll stop fussing at her. Okay. So, um, yes, I have somebody watching the cabin, and I left. I'm starting to call Kitty BK because my granddaughter named her Bobby, Bobbi, Kitty. Actually, she said the cat's name is Bobby Paint. And so I said, well, I can't find a name, and I'd been calling her Baby Kitty for so long. So I just switched to Bobby Kitty. And then there's a whole story behind it. But then I decided to shorten it lately and just call it BK. So BK is at the cabin doing her job, and the friend who is keeping an eye on her and the cabin sent me pictures the other day and said BK is such a cuddle bug, and that's wonderful. I'm so glad. She's a good cat. So anyway, all right, Iris, thank you for helping me too. um yeah, new commenters and people, please put three uppercase Q's in front of your question or comment. And I apologize that this is not same bat time, same bat channel like I like, but stuff happens, and here we are. And to be honest with you, I missed a phone call, um, an important phone call this week that was a scheduled appointment because I forgot that where I'm at will jump time zones. And so I thought it was a different time. So that's okay. And Iris saying, I pray all goes well. I pray Wendy learns mama rules. I pray the tracker gets fixed up and is dependable for you again. I think it's going to be fine, but I'll know better when he actually gets to do a little more work. You could see that I do have neighbors. That side, no offense, but a little frou-frou, hippie, kind of. Um, that side, don't know those people at all. The guy that was over there left this morning. Don't know if he's coming back. Then the bus behind, the guy's nice enough. He's older. He's got a dog, but I don't think he likes littles, or Wendy makes his dog work for him or something. And then the mechanics across the street. So, okay. I've showed you a lot. Um, I'm gonna have some more of this lovely black coffee, cowboy coffee. Oops, I forgot where do I hold it for the camera to get it? Oh, wrong side of the camera. There we go. So I kind of got here. I spent one night, 2 nights with a friend at their camp. Got in trouble with the campground host because he was being Gestapo like and not understanding that I was visiting and just put somebody's water jugs into my rig to go get them water. And he just, oh, it got weird and ugly. And I should have, probably still will at some point, write a report for the forest or whoever it is, BLM people, Bureau of Land Management people, because as a volunteer, that guy doesn't know how to deal with people. Because I tried to joke with him, and he just like blew up, and I was like, man, it's not that serious. It's getting water out of a spigot, and I pulled up behind somebody else. Just, you're going the wrong way. You don't have a sticker on your car. Okay, but the friend is with me and reaching in his pocket for his receipt so you could see that it's okay. He comes down on a bicycle. What's your problem? Right? That kind of crap. Anyways, we dealt with it. It's been. I need to put my phone on mountain time. Yes, I do. Is that Catherine? I do. Absolutely. I just. It just seems like it's been one thing after the other with an MS flare. So 2 days ago, my left foot. Now, I thank God so much I did not get paralyzed, okay? But my left foot started turning in. It's a thing. Let me show you an example. I'll do it for you. So here's my 2 feet, okay? When you're having an MS event, now for me it's my left side that's more affected. And often what will happen is your foot will start to turn like this, which makes it hard to walk, and you'll either drag it or not be able to pick it up. Okay? And sometimes it does other things. Now, for me, I never had much of this happen before. But 2 days ago, my foot was like that, turned in, which also I was starting to drag it. Like I couldn't pick it up in the air. And with these rocks on the ground, can you see the rocks on the ground like this? I would stumble. Now, I wouldn't fall, but I would stumble. And so that's really not fun at all. Makes me feel a little old and other things, which is like it doesn't have to be that way, but it's what happened. So 2 days ago, my foot was like that. This morning, my foot's like this. Yay! This morning, it's been it's been 4 days, 5 days, something like that. I was able to walk to that van over there. That's maybe 100 yards or something. 50. I don't know how far it is. Anyway, I was able to walk over there and I felt like I was walking normal. I was not dragging my foot. Of course, it's early in the morning, but I'm just saying that's part of what happens for me. And this time that was very scary, and yet I'm okay. So I'm slowly getting better. When I first came over here, I thought I was only going to be one afternoon or maybe over one night. So I left some of my stuff at the other person's camp because I was kind of pulling together in a hurry, and I thought about taking every single thing, but I was like, nah, it's okay. And he had an extra refrigerator in a trailer, so I was like, I'll leave food like ground beef patties in his freezer, and then I don't have to worry about it, right? Well, then I get here, I've got no food, or no, I had no food. I had pots and pans with me. I didn't have Wendy's playpen. I had her leash, of course, but I had my bedding and stuff like that. But half of my laundry, it was there because I had just washed them and they were drying. And so it was sort of like a quick get over here and get the slot to get my vehicle looked at. And I thought I'd be right back. Well, now I'm not going to be right back. Then there was a little bit of a, then there was a little bit of, oh, the friend who brought me the tent and the friend that I knew I could call for a ride were like, well, I can't do that. No, I can't help, but I'll help you tomorrow to get to the grocery store. Then, oh, I can't go tomorrow. Oh, and I'll go pick up your stuff and bring it to you. Oh, yeah, no, I can't find him. I'm not going to do that. And it being just awkward, right? And not mad at anybody. Stuff happens. It's just the way life is. But it was awkward and challenging. And so, new people, please use 3 uppercase Qs in front of comments or questions you want me to focus on, because I'm only using a phone so that I can read them and then comment. So, anyway, so I don't know how to stop that my phone from doing a thing it's doing, but I don't think I can do it midstream, so we'll just let it go. Anyway, so so it's been a thing of, well, I'm down to coffee and tea and we'll see what happens. And if I have to fast a few days, no big deal. And then it was, well, somebody said, well, my family goes into town once or twice a day. I'll have them pick stuff up for you and you can just cash up us the money. So I gave them a list and they were like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not helping her. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. So, I mean, I had a hunch that was going to happen because it was the older woman in the car and her family, the daughter who works, a boyfriend or a husband, and maybe teenager grandson, maybe. Um, and they all have their own tents, okay? And they've only been on the road for a week, 2 weeks, something like that, maybe a month. Um, and they're from like Midwest, Ohio, Michigan, I don't know. Anyway, um, and it just felt like the mom wanted to help and the other people were very like, no offense to anybody, but cityfied and probably not helping. So I waited 2 days and they didn't help. So I was like, not luckily, but I was really blessed that when the girl that brought me the tent, she brought me 3 gallons of water. So I was like, okay, we'll be good until something else happens. You know, it's the way it works. So the mechanic is across the street. Like I said, because he's got a German Shepherd and she doesn't like little dogs. That's why we're across the street from them instead of closer or sleeping in the car. So so anyway, he said, I got water here all the time, so don't worry about water. I was like, okay, thank you. He showed me where it was. He said, I've got power if you need it. You know, I had my solar panel with me, and my phone will charge up in the morning in about an hour to full. So that's good. I didn't have the right cord with me for the battery pack, but that's okay because my friend G in another area made me a cord, but it's with the stuff I left behind because I was only supposed to be one night. Wasn't supposed to be like this, and it's all good. This is what makes an adventure, okay? So for me, anyways. So so here we are. Um, so I got down to one one full day. I had no food. Wendy's fine. I had no food, but it was okay. I made tea. I made coffee. I drank plenty of water. And I just started working on my one skein of merino wool that I brought and one skein of cotton that I brought, along with some other cotton that Catherine and Homer picked up for me that I can make washcloths with or dishcloths. So I started working on those things. And I was like, I just got to do what I got to do. So that's what we do. Okay. So I first had to take the skeins of natural yarn and make them into workable balls of yarn. So I then I made tester squares. So now I have started, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it the way I'm doing it, but I've started knitting a buff because my neck gets cold in the morning. Okay. So one day without like solid food, but not a problem. And the next morning, the mechanic texted me, do you want to go to Family Dollar? Somebody's going today. I think that's what he said. And trying to be correct, right? Anyway, and he says, and I said, yes, please. I responded, yes, please. And he texted back, let me see what gets arranged. It may be a little while. And then later, so by like, say, supper time or something, It was different. I left Wendy here at the tent, inside zipped up, and the lady in the green and white bus is friendly and her dogs are friendly. So I left Wendy in the tent with her knowing that she was here, and if she needed to, she could go get Wendy out and knew where the leash was. Okay. So and I went in a truck with a couple of guys to the store. Well, they didn't go just to the Family Dollar, so I was able to like maneuver going grocery shopping. Do you know how long it's been that I have been ordering my groceries off of Amazon and not going to a store? It's a little bizarre. Anyway, so I made some mistakes when I bought my groceries because they didn't have what I was looking for and trying to maneuver, that there are things that affect my in my diet that affect my MS. I'm trying to get recovered from that. And I think I'm on the right path, but I've made some mistakes along the way. I don't think full on carnivore is my only solution. And I don't think that like Wall's protocol is not perfect for me. There are other things, but I'm on a path. And sometime in the last week, my Facebook feed brought up an MS support group that I'd never seen before. And so I joined it. I am learning so much from those people. I feel so blessed to have that. Because I think I'm recovering quicker, even though this feels like a long time and awkward, right? But I think I'm recovering quicker, as well as I'm uh, I'm learning some things. And so some of the dietary things that I've been playing with that weren't working good for me, I really react to eggs and I don't get it. But then I found out lots of people with MS really react to eggs, and they might not test allergic, but they react. So it was like, oh, well, maybe I could just forget about eggs then, right? And a mistake I made when I did go to the grocery store was I'm hunting for things that I know are safe. I got some things that I know are absolutely safe. Avocado, blueberries, absolutely safe. Not an issue at all. Um, I got tinned fish. Now, to be honest with you, I'm going to have to learn how to like sardines. I don't love them. I like bristling sardines. They're smoked. I like those a little better. Um, but the store just didn't have any options. So I needed to at least buy 3 cans of sardines per day for a week to get through until maybe the car's rolling again, right? So I'm figuring I'm going to try to buy 21 cans or something of sardines. Well, then I get to the store and there's no sardines. And I'm like, what do you mean no sardines? There's 1 can. I read all the ingredients. The ingredients are safe, but I don't know what it is and I don't know if I'm going to like it. So I'm not going to buy 6 cans of something I don't know if I'm going to like. So I buy one to try it. I should have bought 6 cans. It was really good. And it was like $2.99. What a great lunch, or one meal, or if I have nothing, 1 meal a day. I would have, what a good thing. Anyways, because I was telling myself if I have to, I'll just do a water fast or I'll do a sardine fast. So what? It's a week. I'll figure it out. It's not like I can't survive. So anyway, because I'm like that, right? It's my personality, people. And plus, I still have coffee and tea and peppermint tea because now I can finally drink peppermint tea again. I thought I was struggling with rice, but it was confusing me because rice seemed to be one of my better things. And I was like, so what was I doing? And I found something yesterday that I'm starting to research. And it said rice was better than any of the other grain seed type things for people with MS, but to use it in certain forms. And that cooking it at home, like just cooking rice, some people reacted differently to that or in combination with things. So I'm going to back off. I already gave the rice I had at home away and all of that kind of stuff. But yes, I took canned salmon. So uh, I, I will get back to whoever's above Catherine's comment right there. Um, I so at this store, I was able to get 2 cans of salmon, 1 can of some sardine thing that I didn't know if I was going to like that I actually love. I'll go back there and buy a bunch more if they have it. I bought avocado and blueberries, and I thought the blueberries were $6.99 for the box. They were only $3.99. I could have bought a lot more. That would have been nice to have blueberries every morning. Would have been like lovely. Anyway, but now I know. See, I made the mistake of buying yogurt, dairy, yogurt, butter, which I already knew butter bothered me sometimes. Um, but I was like, olive oil or butter? I don't know what to do. And the butter was cheaper, so I bought the butter. I should have bought olive oil. I should have brought the olive oil from home, but it's okay. It's okay. So what was the other dairy? Oh, I bought sheep milk cheese. It was really cheap at that store. I mean, like normally it's $10 for a wedge, and it was $3.99. So I bought two or three. I bought 3 wedges, and I had eaten half of one, and had yogurt that next day. Yogurt, blueberries, and half of I can't. I don't know if I could show you. I gotta get up. Hang on a second. This is what Wendy does when big dogs, we can't see them, but when big dogs way over there are playing. She thinks they're getting hurt, and she makes a squeaky noise. She thinks the dogs are getting hurt. Yeah, she's on the leash. Yep, not getting off the leash. Oh, nice meeting you too. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. So I have a squeaky sounding dog who thinks somebody's getting hurt and has to like talk about it. So anyway, my head's gonna be in the sun here pretty soon. Anyway, okay, I was telling you the stories. So, yeah, so I bought a couple of dairy items thinking, and don't you know, by supper time, my joints hurt really bad, and I was starting to my joints were swelling up. And I was like, what is going Oh, I'm eating dairy again, every time I do dairy. And I was thinking, well, the sheep milk was the better of the dairies. And then when I was doing the research on this other thing, I found that it said to avoid all dairy, even the sheep milk. And it had a good explanation for why, that included all of the different proteins that are in the dairy, even in the good sheep's milk. And like they said, the sheep's milk is like the least of the problems with the dairy, but just be careful, just avoid it all is better for MS. And I was like, well, that's not hard to do. So I went and I shared. I gave cheese to the girl in the bus that's been friendly, or the van, and I took some over to the mechanic and I gave him the butter and cheese, and I gave her the yogurt. She was all excited, so it's okay. So I shared with people, and and then I tried one of the fish I got. It was cheap tinned, what's it called? Kippered herring. Oh, it was so mushy and salty. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to like that. But if I cook it, but haven't bought butter and not olive oil, a little mistake, but whatever. So whenever I get a chance to go back to that store, I'll buy things differently. And from the information I'm finding through research that I'm doing after talking to the MS group, yes, the salmon is okay. Yes, yes. Salmon, mackerel, the fattier fishes, salmon, mackerel, anchovies. But anchovies are a little salty. And so I don't like to just eat those super salty fish, but whatever. And this MS research I'm doing, it kind of said back off on the salt a little bit. So I thought, well, that's easy since I didn't bring any. And it also said that the olive oil seems to work better for people on MS than the more fatty ruminant meat fats like the tallow and the, you know. But it said, yes, if you're going to eat a piece of meat, eat a piece of ruminant meat. And, but use olive oil instead of the, anyway. So I'm going to mess with the research I'm finding because it sounds good. And they seem to indicate that eating rice in the form of, do you know those rice sheets, the little wrap sheet things they make like spring rolls with? They said those, or the rice noodles, or once in a while you can find a rice bread, or that's in a freezer or something. And they gave the brands, and they said, and rice cakes, plain rice cakes. And they said they really actually are much more helpful as a carb than anything else. And so y'all know I experimented with sourdough and biblically based foods and all of that. And I found some things that worked, but some things that really didn't work. And so I think that maybe this combination of what I'm finding out may be helpful. That's the real big point of this. But so when I go shopping again, I'll do it with a little different thought in mind. I did bring kosher gelatin with me. So like that day that I didn't have solid food, I put kosher gelatin in a cup of coffee. And it'll help you feel full. Plus, it's good for your joints. And that was funny because that day, Wendy wanted the gelatin so bad. So I made her dog food with gelatin on it. Um, anyway, yeah. I'm doing a live. So you're fine. Nope, come. Come, come. Just if you don't want to be on it, you tell me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It's focused on me right now, but Shannon, the neighbor, is coming over to probably put a phone or something on the solar panel, which even,
Oh, great.
yeah, I just stuck that on. Mine was at 100. It's not anymore, but that's because I'm doing this live. So,
Oh, it's almost charged. I'll do that.
so I'm gonna go back and read you guys' comments in a few minutes, and talk about that. But but I've had a really good I'm calming down. Oh, some of my people are saying hi, Shannon.
Aloha. Enjoy your days.
There you go. Um, so I'm doing well. Um, I'm starting to improve. The MS flare is calming down. The rest is good. Everything's good. Being outside, fantastic. So glad I came down. It could take a little bit longer to get some things done. The mechanic agreed to fix the passenger side door handle when I bought the new pack of door handles the week that I was finished working at the shop. One of the mechanics was going to install them for me. He only installed the one on the driver's side. And so the one on the passenger side never had gotten done. And so now it broke. And so this mechanic's going to install that. And he said he knows how to put the weather stripping on my rear windows. So I'm going to get that done because those rear windows are a waterfall when it rains. I mean, like it leaks like a sieve. And then he might help me with the roof, and he might not. But I have all the stuff with me to do the roof. So the roof will get done. So let me go back up, check messages, and start commenting on what you guys have said. So let me go back to where I know I read something before. Uppercase Q's is how Bernie said nice. Iris said, oh, I already read that one. Sorry. Trevor, I read yours. Iris is helping out as a moderator today. Thank you so much. Iris says, I pray all goes well. I pray Wendy learns mama rules. I think I read this. I pray the tracker gets fixed up and is dependable for you again. Me too. Wow, me too. Catherine, you need to put your phone on mountain time for now. Yes, I do. I see the comment, but it doesn't have 3 uppercase Q's. What kind of dog is Wendy? Wendy is a Chorkie. A Chorkie is a Chihuahua Yorkie mix. Iris again saying, please put 3 uppercase Q's in front of something. Iris again saying, Rashi Karsing 1854, welcome. Lesa works with her cell phone. Please put 3 uppercase Q's in front of questions and comments so she can see. Thank you. Then Catherine said, you did take the can of salmon I gave you. Yes, I did. Yes. And by the way, if I eat 1 big can of fish, it's close to enough. I really haven't checked it, but close to enough food for a day. So, I mean, sometimes you might be more hungry than that, but eating a whole can of fish, a whole big 15-ounce can of fish, sometimes it's hard to get through it. But whatever. Yes. If you eat all the salmon, it's okay too. Of course. Then Iris said hi to Shannon. We already did that. Bernie said, I found jade pearl rice ramen, a wakame miso soup of Lotus Foods rice, is rice and millet, brown rice ramen, red miso soup are lifesavers for you. You know, I was trying one of their other flavors and I liked it pretty well, but there was something in it that didn't set well with me. And if you remember, I tested allergic to ginger and cayenne pepper. And so I would have to look at the ingredients again, but I wonder as well if the miso would be okay. What I found was this thing I'm researching even mentioned any of the malt process, which showed up in my allergy tests as do not get near. He was like, because of the malt problems that people with MS can have, stay away from these kinds of things, including barley. And I have tried. I tried barley, rolled barley, which is like oats, but not oatmeal. And yeah, all of that stuff was making me micro dosing or dosing with things that had negative effect. So now I got to clean it up again, which is okay because I probably can have a real quick turnaround because, I've played a lot, I've experimented a lot, so I probably ought to have a quick turnaround. So Iris saying, hallelujah, sounds like you're right where you need to be to get the help you need. I think so too. I think I was drawn here. Yeah, I told you guys my son was feeling like, I went the wrong way and all these other things. With that first time when I was scared about the engine losing so much oil because every time I stopped, it was a circle of drips of oil. And I was like, that just feels like more than a gasket. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. That would have happened. Okay, 6 hours to here or 12 hours to my son's. I would have been halfway to my son's when that happened. And somebody would have had to come get me because I have nobody that direction. This direction, I had friends all along the way. So at any point, if something happened, I could have got help. And when I came out of that gas station after gassing up and I could visibly see the oil dripping, I was nervous, concerned, scared, whatever word you want to use. I don't know that I was scared. I was just like, well, oh shit, that's happening. Oh, I'm sorry about the bad word, but you know, oh poop, sorry that, but here we go. And I was like, okay. I got back in the car. I texted a couple of mechanics that were a half hour away. And I said, just tell me, do I need to stay at the gas station until it cools down because I can visibly see it dripping and I never visibly could see it before. And they were like, nope, you're a half hour away. Go the half hour, you'll be okay. And I was like, all right. So I went the half hour and then I stopped it for a whole night. Actually, 2 days. And I was like, now what? But here I am. So, hi, Beth. And yes, I'm sorry I didn't get to, like, give you any heads up about, being a different time or anything else. Because who knew? But here we are. So, so that's what's going on. So, what's going on for you guys? Anybody new coming in, I appreciate you being here. I don't know what you're coming to learn or whatever. I'll share what I can from my years of experience. I started living in vans in 1978, in case anybody didn't know. And then it went from vans to RV campground hosting to living in a travel trailer with a family with young kids, my family with young kids, to, a crazy divorce, multiple miscarriages, health issues, trying to move to an off grid situation and build a cabin when the ex husband wasn't in. I did all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I got a lifetime's of experience. But whatever. Here I am doing this piece, and it's all another adventure. It's just what we do. Wow, Beth, it seems like you had an adventure hunting for my live this morning. I'm sorry I did it so quickly because I realized I was an hour late and whatever. That I didn't. Oh, a dragonfly just flew over. That I didn't. I wasn't able to share the link with anybody. I just did it. I just came out. So I'm glad you're here. Doesn't matter. But I'm sorry you went through a frantic search. So, Beth, to catch you up with one important thing, I was able to walk from my place where I'm sitting in the tent over to that bus this morning, and I walked my normal walk, not dragging my foot, not being able to lift my leg. I mean, it was a very normal walk. So I can't say that I expect it to last all day. I expect that it could be, better in the morning than in the afternoon. And I expect we're okay. So, so not my coffee mug, belongs to the neighbor. She made the coffee this morning. And for some reason, I'm glad she did, and I don't care that it's cold now. And yes, I have water right here too. Whoo, Bernie. Ingredients: brown rice flour, white rice, bamboo extract, probably okay, soup packet, white miso, soybean salt. Yeah, soybean not always good for me, but probably as miso. I'm going to check that against what I'm doing research on. Onion, tamari powder, wakame seaweed powder, and dried parsley. Oh, that sounds like okay. Maybe I'm okay. Because those used to be something I could lean on a lot. And to even have one packet of that as one of my meals during a day was a big deal. It used to feel so incredibly good. So, Catherine Cook, what the heck, what? I don't know why you guys, whatever you guys are typing on my phone, it looks like a Japanese or Oriental character. I don't know what that is. Ooh. So, um, yeah, I'll double check some of that against this new information I've got. I'm not sharing the name of the diet stuff or the guy that I'm researching because I don't know enough about it. I just found it yesterday. But see, I know I react really strongly to lectins, not leptins. So Lectins. It's a protein in nightshades and some other, I forgot, in some other stuff. And I know I react to it. And what I found was as I was doing this research, the guy was saying, yeah, people with MS, gluten, lectins with the C, there were three things. Dairy, just really big no. So it really, really, really seems to resonate with me that in the experimenting I've done, this may be more helpful than some other things. And one of the other things was what? The lectins, I forgot. One of the other things was, oh, the fact that he understood that lots of people with MS have multiple myriad, like me, allergies to really odd things. And I like the way he's speaking about that as well. So I'm I'm really feeling that. That's why I'm doing more research. Has ginger and dried chili and chili powder. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see that, Bernie. That's green pot, jade, pearl, millet, brown rice one. It has ginger and chili pepper. Okay. And I know for me, it's often easier to just order off Amazon than to expect to find them in a store. But I'll see what happens because when I'm in this area, access to stores is different. And so I'm able to get more variety. Oh, and this research I'm doing also said that the chicken and turkey works better for us often. And I find that. And I thought it was weird. And I was like, but all the carnivore people are saying, eat more steak, eat more steak. And I was like, but I feel better when I'm eating chicken thighs and when I'm giving the skin to Wendy, right? Or the cat. And so I'm looking at this, okay? That's why I think it's important for me to do this extra research. And I'll share it with you, but not when I don't know enough. And I couldn't just say the name quickly right now. Like I said, I just found it yesterday. Oh, I wanted to say too that, okay, so I used to once in a while have a few nuts. And I found that I do okay with pistachios, okay? But, and walnuts, but I don't eat them very much because, they're kind of expensive. But if I'm in Dollar General and I can get the little tiny bag for $2 of walnuts that's in the baking section. Sometimes I'll take that as a snack. Okay. And I figure it's brain food because, it looks like a brain. And part of what happens with MS is the myelin, which is the fatty, cobwebby looking thing that holds all the brain stuff together. That's what gets like messed with MS. And it gets holes in it. And then it allows other things to get into your gray matter brain. And this is like a really simplified version of kind of sort of what happens. And then some trauma can affect you and you get what they call lesions. Well, a lesion is a scab on your brain. It means something happened right there to that thing and it created a scab healing itself. And but that's what they're looking at when they're doing all the CT scans and the MRIs and all of that. And then so the thin myelin and all that other stuff, then the electronic signals that come from your brain to your muscles don't do what they're supposed to do. And sometimes your body just, autoimmune diseases, your body just starts attacking your body instead of something that should be a disease. It says, oh, that natural thing happening to you looks like it's a disease, so I'm going to attack it. And it's not. That's kind of what happens in a simplified version. So, getting a little handle on this. Oh, I know where I was going with this. So, I was sort of like, well, it's a little bummer. I kind of had enjoyed having a piece of cheese once in a while, and I was only having sheep cheese most of the time, or goat milk cheese. And I was like, well, bummer, but I could give up dairy. That is not a problem. If it makes my joints feel better, just ditch it. No problem. So, that's fine. And I prefer doing the olive oil anyways. I felt better with it. So, but then I was kind of going, well, so what else can I eat? So here I am going to eat fish. And when I can have it, I'll have some chicken or turkey. But who knows when that'll be, because I don't have a refrigerator or I'm stuck without the car running, right? Which should only be a week, but you get what I'm saying. What if, right? And then I was like, it'd be really nice if I could have something else once in a while. Yeah, the blueberries. Blueberries I'll keep without a refrigerator for a while. And so the guy said something about rice cakes, and I went, oh, if I could have a rice cake. Not all the time. But one thing, they're already measured, single serving, easy to carry, not even a problem to have around. And I was like, I could put sardines on top of a rice cake. That might be nice. Then I was like, I wonder if there's walnut butter, but it's like, I don't know, $20 for a teeny weeny jar. And I don't have something where I can make that. I didn't bring anything with me where I could make walnut butter, right? Nut butter. And I got thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. Remember, almonds are okay if they're skinned. So I looked it up because I haven't finished all that research. I looked it up and the guy said, yeah. And now, did you know that you can buy almond butter without skins in it? Oh, because the lectin in an almond is in the skin. And I went, oh, wait a minute. If I can buy almond butter that has no skins, I can make almond milk. Okay, now we just changed a couple of things. First off, I could put almond butter on a rice cake with blueberries. Now, a morning, a breakfast, a lunch, a snack, because I'm stuck doing something because I'm helping somebody else because I want to, right? Ooh, what an idea. And then I went, okay, but I have my milk frother thing that has the egg beater part and the dough hook part with it. You guys have seen that before. You people who are out here all the time, you've seen it before. I have that with me. So almond butter with water makes almond milk. And so I could have almond milk. And if I wanted to put almond milk in my coffee, I could. Not that I do, but I could. Yeah, and rice cakes, I see that. Is that Beth? Oh no, that's Catherine. Rice cakes don't mold on you either. Yeah, I know, I hear you. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And I looked them up on Amazon. I'm not going to order them on Amazon because they're most likely in the store close by. But off of Amazon, a case of, I think it was 8 packs or something, is like $12 or something. And they have an EBT batch too. So if I was having my EBT, I don't get much. I get $30 now. So, and I spent some of it the other night. So, but if I had my EBT, I could buy it that way too. So I'm just looking at this and going, okay, wait a minute. This is making more sense. Maybe I can get a few actual meals instead of feeling like I'm just, I never feel like I'm having a meal. It's a whole thing. So, well, for me, I'm not saying it's a thing for everybody, but I grew up kosher in an area where kosher was not normal and not Jewish, but kosher. And so I was always having to explain myself or be different and then knowing that certain foods always made me feel bad. And with the allergies, I mean, I was picking up on this when I was 12 and nobody wanted to listen to me because I wasn't liked at home or whatever else or anywhere I went. So it was like I've been just trying to figure this out on my own for years and years and years, but I'm doing okay. Gee, hi, welcome. And that's Beth saying, my mom had, I think you say Sorgens, her immune system attacked her. Yeah, uh, emoji, autoimmune sucks. I agree totally. And yes, yeah, yeah, I agree. And then Catherine is saying, rice cakes don't, oh, you're right, I saw that already. And, okay, everybody waving at G. So, yes, kind of fine. Let me show a picture around camp again. Ooh, 11 people and 13 thumbs up. There's Wendy on her leash because she keeps getting away from me lately. She had a little too much freedom. I do let her play with her doggy friends, but she, we had a pack of surround the tent last night, and she's been wanting to hunt this morning. And I saw snake tracks yesterday. So, I got to be careful. She's my baby. And this is the tent that we're currently in. So anybody can see. The mechanic is across the road. If you could see through that window, across the road, the dirt road is the mechanic. I have a neighbor there. Like I said, a little hippie style. That's where Shannon is. Shannon came over and plugged her phone into the solar panels that right at the moment I don't have the right cord. G made me one, but it's at his camp a distance away for me to be able to charge the battery pack. But we'll get that when we get that. There's a truck way over on the other side of the wash, and there's a bus behind me over here. And that's it. It's very generally calm. You could probably hear some music behind me. That music behind me is another camp, and I guess the guy wants to be seen and heard, which is okay. That's fine. You do you. But here we are, and we are basically fine. Okay. The repair is taking a minute, but when he ordered the part, it's he was told it would be 8 days before it got here. It got here yesterday. 8 days would have been Wednesday or Thursday, depending on weekend days counting. And so it was here yesterday. He was able to get to the stage of checking it to make sure it's the right part. It is the right part. Yay. And then he got interrupted by a van with like an emergency problem. So I'll get worked on, but it could be the end of the week before I'm actually ready to go. And he is going to order the weather stripping for my rear windows, and he is going to fix that for me. He might not get to fix the rails on my roof, that I have two bolts that drip if it rains. But in my humble opinion, that's a minor. If we get that fixed, great. If not, probably can get it fixed with help from other friends. So, not stressed about any of it. But it's possible we can get it all fixed. I need to go measure how far it is from bolt to bolt because I cannot find what I'm thinking of doing. Maybe somebody who like does van builds that might be out here might have a comment on this. What I'm thinking of doing is changing the rails that I had put on the top, changing them out for L track. It's the kind that has the little circle in it, like they use on airplanes or on fancy sprinter bus builds and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking of, changing the rails out for those. But I was trying to find black, so I didn't have to paint them, rails that didn't have holes drilled in them, so I could drill the holes in the same place as the holes I've already got. So I'm not putting new holes in the roof, okay? But I can't find undrilled L-track. I found L-track that is deep, so fit like in a pickup truck they have those ridges, or a van. So I found them that fit that. I found that you can get a rubber strip that fills in the holes so they don't get dirty. I found end caps. I found all kinds of stuff, but I can't find undrilled ones. So I'm going to go back to the tracker and maybe later today, and I'm going to measure how far, because it was a standard rail that went on the roof. And I think it's 6 inches, but I'm not sure. And so I'm going to measure and see if I can order 2 tracks that have the same distance between the pre-drilled holes. If I can, that's what I'm getting. We're putting them on and we'll paint the roof at the same time. That's what's happening. And then I'll be able to start off with, well, I may not, okay, as soon as, after the initial getting it on there, because that will stop all the leaks and all that stuff, okay? Then the next step will be to get the rubber that fills them in so they don't get too dirty. And then I'll get little clips that can allow me to like attach a tarp or something. It'll give me attachment points, okay? But to start with, it'll stop the drips. Then I'll get the rubber strips so they don't get filled up with dirt. And they'll look neat on the roof. And they won't whistle. And then, well, by the time I'm doing all of that, well, it could be the end of the week, but we'll be closer to next month and I'll decide what next month brings. Okay? But if I can have the car so it doesn't leak at all, what a fantastic blessing. And then we could do other stuff later. But that's where I'm headed with that. So now let me check back if there's any more uppercase Q comments to read. Okay, I read that one already. There was G saying hi already. Oh, G is saying I'm in the... Okay. G, we use the 3 uppercase Qs so I don't miss your comment, okay? But I see it. You're in the ER in Yuma, no MRI, just x-rays so far. Wonderful. Let us know what's happening so I'll have everybody pray for you, okay? And if you're able to let us know while we're on, that's fantastic. And I'm sorry you're down there probably all by yourself, because I know how that feels sometimes. I like when somebody's with me when I go places like that. But I know you're okay, and you got us while we're on today. Oh, RVing with G, I see that comment. Nice tent home. Yes, it is being really nice. I'm so glad that Sylvia was able... Well, It's okay to say her name. I'm so glad Sylvia was able to loan us her tent, along with a mattress that is on the floor that's about 3 inches thick mattress. Makes it really comfortable with my bedding. It would have been a little more rustic with only what I had. And she left me 3 gallons of water. And then Shannon brought me her one of her outdoor rugs so that we have a little spot to get outside. And Shannon shared one of her chairs with me. I had a stool with me, but I brought my garden stool, but I didn't bring a chair because I wanted to upgrade my chair. It's okay. The car's more important to upgrade the car right now. Um, who is this person? Steven something. I see that comment. That's that's a lovely comment. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Be gentle, be nice, and all that other good stuff. And if you want me to read your comment and not miss it, please put 3 uppercase Q's or hit me up with a super thanks or super chat or whatever they call it. Anyways, you don't have to do that because we don't have to. And so I don't see any more uppercase Q's, but yes, prayers for G now and along the way. G has a lovely, lovely, beautiful healer puppy. And it's black and white, and he named it Spot, Spott. G goes by GEE or RV and with G. I don't remember everything, but anyway, he is. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, G. He's on disability for an injury for when he had a job to hit one of his arms, and then he hurt the other arm. Now, having a new to him, a few months now, a couple months now, healer puppy, of course, it's challenging. Healers need a lot they have a lot of energy. They need to work. They need routine. They love their owners to death, all of that. But it's a little challenging for him with two owie arms to deal with a healer puppy too. And but it's a beautiful dog and very well mannered. Well, for a puppy, it's still got puppy energy. But when we were over there, Wendy was playing with the dog, and they were finding a rhythm. And of course, me with my when I first got here, I was enough started on an MS flare that my stability was off really bad. And so if his leash would get near me, I would just stand still and wait until I could either reach something or step on something in order to move a leg because I didn't want to fall. And it all feels awkward when that stuff happens. Anybody that knows about MS or knows somebody who had it or whatever, they understand. Just a couple of bugs. They understand. It's just like you don't want to embarrass yourself by falling down. You don't want to look bad, but on the other hand, you just can't. Some things you just can't like do normal, and it's just all weird, and it's okay. And so here we are. So what else? Um, I'm so glad G is down there getting things looked at. And hopefully, you only have to do the x rays. They can find out what's wrong without doing something, big and not invasive, but you get my point. I'd rather you didn't have to go through an MRI if you don't. It's not a bad thing. I just if they don't have to do something, let's let them not need. Yeah, do what's necessary, but nothing more, right? Um, Beth, I rescued an 8-year-old border collie. Those herding dogs have puppy energy until they draw their last breath. Oh yeah, Yep. And there goes Wendy. What are you going after? Okay. Oh, there's a vehicle moving. She's fine. She her little leash gets her out far enough so she can see things and then she can get back here to the shade. Oh, I didn't show you, but you know. Oh, and last night she did not sleep much, not at all. Um she was on guard with those coyotes all night. Wow. That was a thing, a total thing. So, all right, what else are we going to do? And gee, I will be checking with you um when I'm moving again before I go back the direction of your camp. I definitely will check with you because I probably, being where I am, will go back to the grocery store before I come to camp. And I'll be able to move more, most likely. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This guy's a diesel mechanic, so I've already asked him to check everything. Tell me if there's something else you see that's wrong with my engine. Please, please, please. Because it's a new engine. Anyway, um, is that a copper cup? I didn't think you could put coffee in a copper cup. Who's that? Iris? It is a copper cup. But I think this is one of those Walmart ones, a newer one, and it belongs to somebody else, and it has a stainless steel lining. Not my favorite. It makes my lip feel funny, okay? Because it's not real copper. Um, an antique one would be real copper. This belongs to the neighbor. Um, and yes, you can put coffee in a copper mug. It may discolor it. And you can put coffee in a tin lined, because they used to line them with tin lined cup. That's fine. But get an antique copper mug if you want one. Mm. It has a brass handle on it though, but it's one of the newer ones from Walmart. Um, and it's definitely stainless steel because I feel it, and I don't like the feeling of stainless steel on my lips. Um, my my good spoons are titanium and stuff, which you guys basically know that. Oh, that's probably not a very pretty picture. I was gonna reach for something because I actually want the water. This is Wendy's water bottle for the car. You know why? Because Wendy's little, and she uses the top of this as her water dish so she can get a drink. Now she has another water bowl here, but when she sees me pick this up, she comes and wants. And I've had this bottle for like a year and a half. We just keep refilling it, and since we've been here, we're sharing it. So, all right. And yes, I started editing because I have time for stuff like that. Because I'm kind of at the mercy, which doesn't mean much. And this is all I've got to show right now, which it's, I know I knit like gently and so it's loose. And I don't like circular needles. I'm going to have to learn to like them. I just have never liked them. Anyways, and so I'm trying something that I found online because I don't have a book with me. Anyway, and I'm making a buff, so, or a cowl or whatever you want to call it, a neck scarf thing. Anyway, I can't see, I can't see the pattern in it yet. Um, Maybe you can, but I can't see the pattern in it. Did that clear up so you can see it? No, it's not focusing on it. I think it's focusing on me and not it. But anyways, it's so what I'm trying is, it said knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. And I thought, well, I don't know what that comes out like because I like knit 4 purl 2. I like what that looks like. So I thought I'd try this. I don't know what it's going to look like because I can't see it yet. Not I just haven't done enough to see it good. But that's merino from that good batch I got. And then I finally found the diagonal knit washcloths, dishcloths, um, which is what this yarn is for. Um, I used to make a lot of those washcloths because they're an easy gift for people. Is a washcloth, dishcloth, and it's cotton yarn. And that cotton yarn you can get easily from like Walmart. So, yeah. Beth, I enjoy working with circular needles. I found several sizes with bamboo needles. Yeah, I'm I have in my Amazon wish list a set. I think it was about $28 in case somebody wants to buy me something. That is circular needles with changeable bamboo tips. That's what I'd like to have. But a question I have, Beth, is do you have the problem of the needles like curling up in a circle all the time? How do I make it? It just feels like it's weird. Or is that I just got to get used to it? Um, I found my knitting needle, so I need to find my knitting pattern notebook. Oh, there you go. That's Catherine, right? And Beth again. Knit 1, purl 1 is a plain old seed stitch beginner pattern. Yeah, I get that, but with me knitting kind of loosely like I do, I have a, I might be strict and stern about some things, but with knitting, I just do a gentle, kind of loose. And anyways, I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. Yes, it curls up like a snake. So it's not just me. I just got to get used to it. Okay. Because I'm, especially when I first went to connect it together so it makes a circle, I was like, I don't know if it's twisted. How am I going to know if it's twisted? It was so hard to like, and then I was like, just take a deep breath. It looks like it's not twisted. Take a deep breath and just keep knitting. What's the worst thing you got to do? Take it apart? See, I learned to knit on 4 needles if I was doing a circle. Or even 5 needles. I could do it on 5 needles. And I like that. But I just have to I'm going to have to get used to it. That's what I thought, that the heavier the piece gets, it probably pulls it down a little bit. Okay. Too funny. My knitting is as tight as a drum head. Who's that? Beth. That's funny. And then Catherine. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that these blue needles that I'm working with are like a 4 or a 5. I'm not sure. They're bigger. I think they're a 4. They aren't marked. I held them up beside my bamboo ones. Now my bamboo needles are 8-inch long double-ended. And when I'm going to do socks, those are going to be great. Because I know how to knit around. I wouldn't do socks on this. Anyways, it's a thing. And then Beth is saying, see, Bernie, the more you knit, the straighter the work gets and the circular uncurls. Okay. That's kind of the thought I had. So, all right. So how are we doing an hour and a half in? Do we want to keep going? Do we want to stop? What's happening? Because I'm hearing people all around. Not that I need to go anywhere. I was thinking about. Yeah, I brought not all my bamboo needles. I picked out a handful of diameter needles This is hard to hold. Okay, wait a minute. Let's put you guys there. I picked out of my 2 packages of bamboo needles. They were mostly separated this way with 5 different needles of the same size, double-ended, in 1 pack. Now, the first pack I got, I don't know how I did it, but they were only 4 or 5 inches long. So they're probably better for knit and lace. I don't know. But I picked out a few of these that looked like sock size or something that looked like it would be a good size, fun to work with. And I put a few in this Ziploc bag, okay? And then some of the little plastic wrappers broke. And, and I dropped one on the floor. Anyways, and so I held the blue circular needles up to one of these and said, yep, it's close to that size right there, so we're calling it that. And I think it was a 4. See, this one's a 5.5. That one's, I can't read that one. That one's a 4. Okay, so maybe they're 5s, not 4s. The blue ones. Yeah, that one's a 4. Oh, a lot of 4s. Yep. And a 5.5. But anyway, so I have all these with me too, in case I decide to do something else. I was like, we'll take a few things just in case. And I left all the long stuff at home, at the cabin, because why bring it, right? But this way I have some choices with me. And so I have the 2 yarns I showed you, and then I balled up this. This is the coral cotton yarn that was gifted to me. Can I get it back in? I don't think I can get it. I don't think I can get it back in, so hold on. I'm glad I bought this little bag. Yeah, there are different bags for different purposes, but this was cheap, and it had 2 grommet holes for your work to come out, and I thought, yeah, all right, that'll be helpful. So I don't know if I paid $8 for it, maybe. I might have paid less. I don't remember. But so I'm working with this as the merino wool. Now that coral, and I brought this stuff, which is my scissors and some stoppers for the double-ended needles, and a darning needle and a safety pin. That's really all that's in there, because it's really all I got right now. Anyways, so I did tester squares, and I did it on those blue needles I'm working on right now. So this was my tester for the merino, which feels yummy. One of the dogs tried to take that. He was like, oh, I like that one. And this is the cotton one I tried. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a sleeveless like tank shirt out of that, because it's just cool. And because it's kind of zigzaggy the way that they made the yarn, it kind of comes out with that slubby, I don't know what to call that. It comes out with that kind of rough look. So I'm looking at doing that. And I would sit here and knit with you guys, but I don't know how that would be. That would be different, wouldn't it? It would be different for me. I've been trying not to sit around knitting, but while I'm trying to heal up this MS flare, it's been incredibly helpful, because otherwise I would be bored to a freaking tear. And I'm not ready to do videos because I don't physically feel, good enough or something. So at least I could do this. And so this is what I've been doing. And I had typed in Google directions for making a buff with merino wool yarn on a size 4 or 5 needle. knitting needle, and it came up with do a knit one, purl one, and I was like, all right, well, we'll see. I'm not sure I'm gonna like that, but if I get a few more inches into it and I can't stand it, I'll just make it part of the design and I'll do something else. So, anything else? Whoops, whoops, whoops. Uh oh. Uh oh. Did I do something? I hope I didn't just do something. Um. Too funny. My knitting is tight. I read that. And then uh, Beth said, oh, see, Bernie, I read that. Then then Beth said, like Lesa just showed. I'll send you a picture of Messenger. Yeah, okay, okay. Then it's Beth again. Usually knit one is used as a border anyways. Okay. I thought it said border, um but then it said when it gets to be 8 inches. And I was like, 8 inches of work. Okay. So I may have to go look at that again and see if I read it wrong. Because I've had enough coffee. I'm done with coffee. Anyways, so it's very possible that I didn't read it right and and it meant for me to do something else. So, you know, different stages of feeling good. I'll go look at it again later. And buy coffee. Those plants are getting a little extra fertilizer. Okay. We'll give that back to Shannon when she comes back or whatever. But she'll probably come to us before we go to her. I need to move the solar panel because it could be pumping more juice into her thing. Uh-oh. Did I... Okay, wait a minute. Why did my color become green? Check my moderator status. I think you touched a button. All right, checking. Okay, I think you're... You're a managing moderator. Maybe that's what happened. Okay, testing. Okay. Yes, I punched some button. I thought I hit something too. I dropped my phone, the screen's cracked. So every once in a while I touch the phone wrong and it does things all by itself. So I apologize. Okay, you're back. Yep. Oh, cool.
I did these to the 4 directions. Should
Yeah.
I add pearls all the way around?
Nice.
Or leave it with one in the front?
No, I think 4 stones is good. But should they all be, or should it be north and south is pearl and east and west is something else?
I'd have to find another stone that fits.
Or something
I
on the
didn't even
ground.
plan it, and it's perfect.
Right.
It's
right,
like
right.
the pillars to the gates
Or
of
something
heaven.
on the ground.
The pearls sit at the gates.
Yeah.
The pillars to heaven.
Yeah. Okay.
If I might look for another crystal, like a green or something.
Yeah. Oh, here. I'm finished with this.
And then I have hematite to ground it out.
Nice.
And the labradite is a seer stone, and it also protects the third eye.
Cool. Cool, cool. So Shannon's doing some wire wrapping things. And one of Wendy's friends, Suni. Yep. All right. I'm going to do this. Let me move these solar panels real quick. You guys will see me. You know, I am me. It's what it is. But let's make the solar panels give us as much power out of it as possible. And it's not in the best. Suni, I'm going to move you a little, baby. You got to move a little off that nice warm spot. You and Wendy like those warm spots. And for people who have to move solar panels around, I'll come closer so you can hear me. All right, let me come closer so you can hear me. Okay, oops. The leg. All right, and then put these back in where they're shaded from the sunshine. All right. Yes, and you probably saw I'm big. It's what it is. It'll change in a few weeks. But first I bloated like crazy, then I gained weight, then other stuff happened. But I know when I'm on the right diet, I get thin real quick. And so when I say thin, thin-ish. So there's Suni going back home. Here's Wendy Woo. All right. And my head's starting to be in the sunshine, but that's all good. Which I have to turn around so I can have shade to read. So, oh, you could hear me. Okay. So what I was saying was those of you who have to put solar panels out like this in order to get power, whether you're using a power bank or not, of course your power bank or your phone, you want to put them in the shade as much as you can because they get hot, they won't even charge. But the key is to make sure that the shade mark behind the solar panel. So the solar panels are in the sunshine. On the other side of the solar panel is shade. Well, that shade mark needs to be straight back from the solar panels. It's getting the most sun it can possibly get. Does that make English sense to somebody else? Did, can you understand that explanation? So that's what I was doing was when you see that the shade is at an angle behind them, you move them to where it's a flat, yeah, a direct, a square. Yeah. What are you chewing on, Wendy? You silly butt. Oh, where's your water buffalo ear? You have one somewhere. Your eyes. Are you having allergy problems? The dirt. Where's your? Where? I haven't seen your Chewy since yesterday. Do you need a new one? Maybe we should get her a Chewy. Yep, that's it, Beth. Yes, the smaller the shadow, the straighter a line to the maximum sunshine. Something like that. Yep. So that's what I was doing because my phone charged up in the early morning when the sun was just coming up. I put my phone on because I was charging Shannon's stuff last night. And like I said, without the battery pack, we're using the little USB and USB-C ports on the side of the charge controller that's built into this solar panel. And so I put my phone on just as the sun was coming up this morning, and in an hour it was at 100%. So that's pretty good. And so then, but late last night, I did that yesterday too. But late last night, Shannon was getting her stuff charged. And so my phone was at like 50 or 60%. And if I don't put it on airplane mode when I walk away from it, it just eats the battery up. So it is what it is. You can hear me in the small of the shadow. Yeah, I see this other thing. Okay, I'm back. Right. Yeah, I need to check something with let me go back. Okay. Take that off. Now go back again. Oh no. Touch yours. Pin message. Report. Remove. Channel activity. You're a managing moderator. Put in timeout or hide on the channel. I don't know how I made you green. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's way cool. But doing that now isn't the smartest thing, probably. So go back. Wait, go back here. Okay, go to here. And we're on all messages, yes. Okay. Oh, I'm just. You're back to blue. Yes, the important thing is you're back to blue. Yeah. You're a managing moderator. Top fans. 3 generations. What does that say? Bernie, 125. Ben, 75. RVN with G, 75. Hard to please guy, 75. Jeremy, 50. XP. What does XP stand for? I don't know what that is. Anyways, that's kind of cool. I'm top fan stuff. What does it say for questions? How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers at send a gift. Oh, okay. That's how you get on the leaderboard. Okay. That's kind of cool. What are stickers for? Oh, okay. I don't have anything to use that for. Okay. Just poking around. Well, are we done? What do you guys think? Some of it's so pretty out here. I'm not sure the phone shows it really well. I haven't figured out that algorithm. It's not just amount of chat. Yeah, I don't know either. Um, I've been out here before, and there not been as many. Can I? Nope, you can't see it over there. There's like purple flowers over there. Oh, just it's pretty in a different way than some years. Okay, but check this out. This is beside the tent. Can you see little? Let me bring it up a little bit. See those little flowers? And they keep just dancing in the breeze. And there's those seed heads. I don't know what those seed heads are. They could be they could be goat heads for all I know. I don't really know. But it's pretty under that tree because it's all, nice new fresh growth. And those little purple flowers that some people are like all scared of those purple flowers. I have not had a chance to check them out because honestly, I've been dealing with my own crap and my health and whatever else. And way across those hills at a certain time of the day, they just have a green tinge to them. And some years I've been out here, they're just dust. So that's kind of cool. Let's just share some of that. So it's calming, it's warm enough, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm just grateful that it looks like I'm going to get my rig fixed. And if I have to stay longer, I have permission to have the tent longer. If I have to wait on the mechanic, I'm willing to, because I think he's going to do a great job. And I mean, he knows his stuff, that's for absolutely sure. Yep. I think I covered the main topics too. Um, the only other main topic that I often share with you guys. My updates are usually my health, where I'm at. I'm not going to tell you the exact. Some of you will know, but I'm not going to like tell you online. Um, and my health, my fur babies, stuff like that, right? Um, but I also sometimes try to share my finances with you. And a couple of months back, I'm forgetting the guy's name. Do you remember, Beth? There was a guy on here one Sunday and he was like, "Lesa, how do I get a hold of you again, because I want to send you something." And he finally found my email address and he sent me something. Now, y'all know that I gave away some expensive things, and I just, there's a thing about gen- generosity and being willing to have that be a piece of your character. And so sometimes, like, I gave away yogurt and cheese, okay, and butter and cheese to somebody else. But sometimes I give away something bigger because it feels right to do. And so I've done some of those things. I was going to sell them, but it didn't work and it didn't feel right. And then this person showed up, and then for a few days, I'm like, it just feels like it's theirs. Do I give it to them, God? What do I do? Right? So I kind of pray like that. So, and then I gave some things away that I thought I could have made money on. And I was like, well, bummer, but not really bummer. It's okay. I'll be all right. It doesn't matter. And I've gotten so many things taken care of. And so many things are more stable everywhere in my life, which is an odd idea, but I'm so grateful to the people who have helped me get here, right? And you guys included, okay? Sometimes just talking it out on Sundays, I can be in a better space. So, anyways, but financially, I left home with a $600, is that right? Emergency fund. Okay. I'm going to blow through all of it on this vehicle repair, and it's going to be just fine. I've got enough food to eat. Well, money to make sure I have enough food. I have enough money for gas. I have activities to do. I can walk Wendy lots. I can, knit. I can, whatever. I can help other people, whatever's appropriate. And I'll be okay. Uh, I am going to blow through that. That is true. I did some things that wow, Catherine. I don't know how you did that, but that's great. Um, that's great, Catherine. I don't know what you did to be green like that. Homer needs prayers. He has a bad head cold. He needs eye surgery because he has a black hole in his left eye. Wow. Wow, wow. Okay. And yes, Catherine has been a member for 45 months. And so pray for Homer, please. Um, but like I said, on a financial sense, I'm going to blow through the emergency fund, and I'm going to be okay. And I'm considering whether I should buy a tent for us for the future. And I have one picked out, and it's a little more money than I think will be available next month. There aren't many of them available right now. Yes, Simply More, um, Beth. It says Simply More under her name. Yes, Simply More is the membership group that she joined. So my memberships came out as like simple or something, simply more, and then simply the highest or something like that. So she is a member, and they've changed something a little bit. Oh, if you click on, there you go. If you click on hers, if I read that right, not quite sure how it works, but if you click on hers somehow, um, at the right of the chat line, there you go, then you can choose to become a member as well. It gives you an option to go buy a membership, which is really helpful to me, by the way. I don't get that money very often, but when it reaches a certain point, then when it gets up to $100, then they'll send me money. So that's really cool. So on a financial sense, I'm doing okay. I'll be okay. I'm not going to be able to do a lot of extras for a month or two, but I have a couple of needs that I need to take care of. So car first, and then I. It's a TMI for some people, but I only left home. I thought I left home 3 of these cotton cami shirts that have a shelf bra in them, which is what I wear every day on a daily basis, unless I'm like going to a restaurant. And then I wear my brawny bra that cost me so much money that I talked about last time. Um, anyway, some of those things, including that expensive bra, are over at G's campsite because they were drying on the clothesline. Anyway, I'm going to need to order another set of these so I have enough of them with me. I've decided that I'm going to get some darker colors because you can't see it, but I spilled coffee on this one. And so it's stained. And so I'm going to get some darker colors. And they're $30 for a 3-pack. So I'm going to have to order that. And I'm going to have to order, what was the other thing? I forgot. There's a couple of things I'm going to have to order. So except for those, I would love to order the tent, but the tent is, I think all in it's close to $400. And I know it's not a $100 Walmart tent, but I'm trying to make sure. Yes, simply simple. Yeah, the first level is simple. Yeah. Um, um, anyway, that if I decide to order that tent, I may have to ask a friend for a personal loan or something to be able to order it, but I'll be able to just pay it right off. I mean, like, it's just a matter of getting it while there's still a few of them available. I think there's only like 5 or 7 available, but I'm looking at one that would make a big difference if we're going to have to tent camp. And it might be worth it. I haven't made up my mind, but I really am enjoying this tent camping. Now, the coyote around the car, around the tent, it would be better to sleep in the car. That's for absolute certain. But it does make a difference in I need to sit still for a week or two situation. And so I might really seriously consider it. Anyways, but my point being that it'll be probably 2 months of just being a little careful, and then I'll be okay. I'll recover. I won't have a full emergency fund back up that quick, but I'll be okay because I've managed my stuff well. I've worked at this, guys, for a number of years. I have always wanted that whatever's at the cabin that I use every day is also the stuff that when I travel, I use every day. And a lot of it is the same, but not every single piece of it. So it's an adjustment. I'm working it out. Um, it'll be okay. It really will. Okay, so pray for Homer, pray for G, pray for G's dog that he learns quickly. And I don't know how he can help the calm down because if G has to hold a leash from him, that would hurt his arms horribly. Anyway, so let's see how that works out. Just pray for everybody. Pray for this neighbor lady of mine, Rhonda, that I just recently met. She and her family came out here maybe a month ago from Ohio or Michigan or something like that. Um, and she came with not much money, but now that they're out here, the family's being not nice and not letting her go anywhere. So she's sitting in a hot car during the day, and her battery died, so she can't go anywhere. And she's diabetic, and they're giving her a hard time when she wants to eat. So she's been trying to be careful and only eat one sandwich a day, and even though she's not supposed to eat bread. So would you please pray extra for her that that situation evens out, calms down? And she has a good friend back home she was texting with, but he started saying, well, what's wrong with you? He's more friends with the family that's with her than he is with her. And so the support isn't the best. So I gave her my number. I told her she could text me if she wants, because she can say anything to me because I don't know them and I can just pray about it. But she's kind of stuck and at the mercy of them. And they want to move to Quartzsite, but they keep telling her that they're waiting for an approval on something. And she's like, and I said to her, on what? You can't pay for a tent site in Quartzsite so that it's not an approval for a place you're going to go camp. So what are they waiting on? She goes, I have no idea. And I was like, okay. But they were supposed to move a week ago and they haven't moved. And she said, if I could get to Quartzsite, I understand that if I'm in the right place, I could walk to a place where there's people selling things and I might be able to get a job for a few days and then I could have some money of my own and maybe I could get some of my own food. And I was like, yeah, wow, you're in this situation. So let's pray for her and for the things that we don't know and that I don't know, right? So that, yeah, pray for her because she's struggling. And she was able to come over and have a few minutes with me and tell me, and she cried and we hugged. And, I want her to feel better, but I can hug her. I can be an emotional support through text, but let's pray for her blessings and for the blessing of the family so they can move on to whatever they need to do so she can be freed up to do something for herself as well. So let's hope that gets straightened out. And I guess there's the need here. It sounds like Shannon needs a battery for her van as well. Um, and I'd like to have Austin, the mechanic, take a quick look at her van. Not only does she need a battery, but it sounds like somebody installed her spark plugs wrong and she's afraid to drive or something, or got in the engine. I don't know if she's lost the engine. I don't know. But so let's just pray about that as well. I'm trying to think of everything that has come through real quickly. Pray for my friend Tina, who's been trying to take a sabbatical for about 3 weeks and still can't just be alone very much. Pray for her that her sabbatical does what she needs it to, because everything means something different to everybody else. Let's pray that the mechanic has everything and more than he needs and enough time to concentrate on my vehicle as well. Um, I think he's doing okay. Um, he's finishing up whatever that van project was. Because part coming in early doesn't mean I necessarily get the work done today, right? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Depends on how he feels. Because he wasn't planning on working on mine until Wednesday, because that's when the part was supposed to come in. So Wednesday or Thursday. So maybe it gets done early. So you never know. Um, that's the most I know about right now. So maybe we pray for the people in the van that showed up, that goes well and quickly. And then I know there's another guy that has butterflies all painted on his trailer that's here. And he was getting some basic work that he camps with the mechanic often. So he was finishing up some work. Let's pray that that was as good as can be. Okay, let me see. I see G's name again. Um, Bernie. Pops forgot to put Q on that other note. Okay, what? Positively, thoughts speaking forth, truth, breakthroughs. We stand with you. She's in the right places. You helped me. Yep. Uh, Tina, speak forth into existence. Positive, we stand by you. That's from Bernie. I see G, he didn't put Q's, but because I'm paying attention for it. X-ray was good, wonderful. CT soon. Okay, fantastic. I'm going to close this out, G. So I'm saying goodbye. Everybody's praying for you and for Spot and for your situation in your campsite, that everything's safe and stable and your friends are doing what they said they would. And keep me posted, because I can pass things along. Everybody take care. Bernie, evidently, I think it was Bernie, has been sick. Please pray for her as well. She said she's feeling much better. But let's keep her in prayer too. Anybody else? I can't think of anybody else right now. I think we're doing good with all of this. Let's also just put up a general prayer for people camping in this southwest area, that no one has an encounter with rattlesnakes. It's one thing to see them, but I saw snake tracks yesterday. They're here, they're in the trees and in the bushes, because the rats and the mice and the whatever else are in there. So let's just pray that there's no negative whatever. We would love to have that be great. Okay. And yes, each Sunday I do my best to be out here at 9:30 a.m. Arizona time. I'm going to have to adjust my phone somehow so that it doesn't jump. Um, but we will come back next Sunday. And if I screw up the time, just look for me. I'll do my best to post it on Facebook if I can. And if I can't, just look for me. And so, same bat time, same bat channel. What else do we do? I forgot. I'm just so grateful to be here, to be safe, to have friends, and to be moving along on getting those problems with the tracker solved. Woohoo. Because once it's solved, look out, more adventures. But this is an adventure. So, all right, y'all have a great week. Ciao.